Hey guys, okay. So I like to usually think that my, viewer slash readership is reasonably pretty advanced. I mean, I tend to cover pretty obscure independent stuff, old school artists and all. So I mean, if you're following me at all, if you're paying attention, you have to have more than a passing interest in just sort of the mainstream hip hop scene. Um, I'll sort of assume that you've heard of Gage, an independent '90s MC. Um, did some great records like Off Key and whatever that one was called with Phantasm and Special Ed. Did some stuff with Maestro Fresh West. Um, and then I'll also assume that you have heard of Lord of Mercy, who was down with the Flip Mode Squad, then went solo. His album didn't wind up coming out, which probably did as well, because it probably would have been all flip moded and all. So anyway, and he was down with the Cellar Dwellers, so you probably heard of those guys. But did you know, before any of that, they actually did a record together, collectively known as B.A.S.S, B-A-S-S. As you can sort of see here, B.A.S.S stood for Brothers About Sight and Sound. This record came out in 1991 on Chase Records, and back in these days, Gage was known as Kid Love, and Lord of Mercy was known as MC Moore. You got some more photos too on the back, because it's a pretty cool picture cover. So you got some more photos here. What's interesting about this record is it came out in 1991 on Chase Records, and I believe this is the first and last release from Chase Records. But what it means is it really kind of predates the independent boom. Which is not to say, of course, that this is one of the first independent rap records, really. I mean, independent rap records have been out since the days of the disco era, pretty much since day one. MCs have been putting out independent records. But this is before sort of the comeback in the 90s, when almost every New York artist was pressing up 12 inches left and right, and you had Natural Elements and, Lord of Mercy and Gage, and those kinds of artists. And that really started blowing up and getting a lot of attention, us internet people used to get them on sites like Sandbox and Hip Hop Site. Remember all that kind of stuff? This is way before any of that. And if you think about it, Gage's first solo record came out in 1996. This is 1991. So naturally, Gage sounds a bit younger, but Lord have Mercy, him more so. I mean, if you're familiar at all, of course, with Lord of Mercy's style, you know he's got that very deep, bassy, put-on voice. And so back in these days on this record, he's using his natural voice. Plus, he's just naturally younger, so he really sounds different. In fact, if I didn't know, I would have no idea from listening to this record that MC Moore was Lord have Mercy. It completely sounds different. Gage sounds pretty much like himself, a little bit younger. Doesn't sound, not quite as hard of an edge to his voice, but it still pretty much sounds like Gage. Lord of Mercy, totally different. B.A.S.S actually came about because Gage and Lord of Mercy were both up-and-coming solo artists, but they shared a DJ D Mix. And so they decided to come together and do this 12-inch. So what they did is they did one song together, the title track, Order in the Court, and then each artist took a solo B-side. And what's interesting about it is that stylistically it's very varied. Order in the Court is sort of very fun. It's a very sort of poppy song. The premise of the song is that they're suing each other because each one set the other one up with a bad date. And so then, it's this funny rap about a bad date, basically, from each MC. So that gives you the sense of what kind of song that is. But then Gage's solo song, I'm in Control, is very much, sort of a lyrical freestyle kind of song. It's not quite, this is 91, remember, so really before the whole everybody's about lyrics and punchlines and all that. But you can definitely tell he's really all about his flow and complex rhyme schemes and clever rhymes. The beat's more harder edge and got a lot of scratching on the hook and everything. This is really, a precursor to Gage, and it sounds like it, and it's pretty dope. Then finally, Lord of Mercy, for his solo song, did a dance song. And it's actually pretty good. I mean, it's got some really dope, funky samples to it, but it's really, a dance song is not at all what you would expect from Lord of Mercy. I'm not getting too into descriptions of each song, because of course I'm going to play sound clips of each one in a second, so you'll hear it for yourself. But yeah, it's very varied styles. Each one's pretty different. And oftentimes not what you would have expected from a collaboration between Gage and Lord of Mercy. So yeah, bass. Not that easy to come by these days. As a matter of fact, I was searching for a long time before I finally found it, on the Bay, naturally. But I can at least confirm that it does exist. I've got it here, and you'll hear sound clips in a second. So bass, Brothers About Sight and Sound, 1991, Order in the Court. Werner von Lonrod, till next time, peace out.
Order in the court, order in the court. What's the next case?
The next case, Your Honor, is MC Moore versus Kid Love.
What's the problem?
Well, you see, Your Honor, MC Moore hooked Kid Love up with this ugly girl that drove him crazy. So he's suing for mental and physical damages.
And the plaintiff's side?
Well, he said that Kid Love tried to get even with him by hooking him up with a bodybuilder. So he's suing for physical damages.
Kid Love, will you please approach the stand?
Sure, Your Honor.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I sure do.
So tell me, what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. What happened? 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 Moore hooked me up with this girl named Stacy. She wanted me so bad, she offered to pay me. Since I was a blinding, I didn't want to do it. Should I? I don't know. I pursue it. She made all the plans. That's why the window tell it. Got to the crib, rang the bell and she opened up the door. Man, was she fat? Her face looked like somebody beat her with a bat. I said, yo, I got the wrong place. I'm looking for Stacy. She said, that's me. And the voice rather bassy. She said, you're out on time. I'm really in the mood. Put a smile on her face. I said, right this way, dude. Always on my mind was how to kill MC Moore. Then she got rough and wrestled me to the floor. At this point, I was ready to melt. She had a tattoo on her chest. It's a 3rd-degree black belt. I laid it thinking of a way to jet off. Her breath is so bad, her tongue broke off. All I could do is just sit there with grief from being raped by a fat slob with 3 teeth. I said, ma'am, please, take it slow. Then she grabbed my... I said, yo, waiter, this is going too far. So I got mad and punched her in the jaw. Next thing you know, my father came in the door and spotted me and Stacy fighting on the floor. At this point, I didn't know what was going to become of me. He pulled out a size 11 slipper and said, man, I was scared. He screamed as he approaches. He also had a gun in his chest, guarded by roaches. Then with the slipper in my head, he started to beat and kicked me in my chest with his long ashy feet. Picked me up by my neck and slammed me on the floor. Grabbed me by my hand and flung me out the door. Now I got a fractured rib and a broken hand. So I'm suing, Your Honor. 100 grand.
That sounds rather convincing. More, will you please approach the stand?
I'm in control. I'm in control. First I clear my throat, then I grab the mic, say 1 2 1 2, and check the scenery light. Step out on stage as the crowd goes roar, saying, tear it up, kid. Why not? Sure, I'm in control, cause control I do. I'm accustomed to yay, never heard of boo, boo, boo. I have to meet this guy, but he never seems to show, no matter how I try. Is it because I'm dope and my rhymes are fly? Yeah, I think that's why. By the way, BKA is where I stay. Don't play, cause you be sorting caught and dead you'll lay. So obey before you feel the rap and the heat. And if you don't like an egg, you will get beat. I'm elite, take a seat because it's just too late. My rhymes are more heavy than a 1,000-pound weight. At this rate, when you pass, you have to pay a toll. That's another way to show that I'm in control.
Oh goodness, ask yourself, yo goodness, be the one they call MC Moore. Get on the floor, cause I know that you're gonna love the way I'm about to do it. I'm smooth, but you knew it already. Get flexible like a spaghetti noodle. Don't wanna dance your poodle. Due to the few who like the extra pep. Here's a jam and do a dance step. Cause this jam has a funky dance beat. The move will choose every fancy. I get the funds and move the buns of preachers, teachers, and nuns. So wear your shoe down to my new sound. Cause I know you gotta dance. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? The poetic team